Alright, ladies and gents, we're going to be going over a basic first aid kit. This is one that I keep in my bag. I've used to carry one to school, but I really don't now. And I don't know why I stopped. I should probably start again, but this is one I keep in my bug out bag, and that's just a bag that you keep whenever things get rough in life. Now, this is something you can buy at Walmart. You can buy bigger versions, but I bought this one since it's smaller, takes up less space, and I added some stuff to it. Now this is going to be difficult to get open at first, since I have mine to the brim with material. Now another fun thing about this one that I got from Walmart, and here's the little brand on it, it just be smart, be prepared. Like I said, find this at your local Walmart. It's also, this is all, the whole packaging is made out of recyclable materials, so yeah. You trade out a little bit of durability though, because as you can imagine, this stuff is pretty much like shipping paper. But it hasn't tore up on me yet. So we're gonna go over real quick on what I keep in mind. Now, first here, you're gonna have your, I think this is hydration and a couple other things behind it. MediLife. Now this is on my dehydration. This is something you could use if you had to run away, like hide out in the woods for a while. And then you have lip balm, that's a comfort item. Aspirin and non-aspirin, for those that are allergic to aspirin. If I remember correctly, aspirin is the one that can help bring your blood pressure down. If you're have someone in your party that has high blood pressure, if you're around someone who's about on the verge of a heart attack, that's something good. Keep in mind you're not a paramedic, and you want to tell the paramedics when they get there if someone's having a heart attack that you gave them aspirin. Make sure to tell them that. Here we have Biofreeze. That's good for just I've used it on my sister before. She got her foot ran over by one of my stepbrother's skateboards, and yeah, it helped her out a bit. Took a lot of that pain away from her. Biofreeze, you can get big tubes of this from a chiropractor, I believe, and other doctors, and I don't know if they sell it over the counter, but it works. Stuff's a lifesaver. It's good stuff. Just your basic alcohol pads. I'm not gonna worry about putting those in here. Poison ivy cleaner. Burn cream. Here we have sunscreen. That's 50 SPF, I believe. Sting and insect, and things of that nature. Another thing, for those of you that plan on getting those little snake bite kits, those don't work. Do not cut someone who has a snake bite. That's going to open the wound up more. It's going to have the potential to spread more into the wound. Do not cut people. Do not attempt to suck venom out. Do not attempt to get something that's going to try to pump venom out. That's going to make it worse. That's going to draw more blood to the area, more infected blood. Insect protection cream. So this is pretty much like just, what's the word for it? Like creamy off. Then when you open it up, you have some of the more other stuff I carry. Now I have more advanced things in my actual bag, but this is just a quick bag. This is something that you can keep in your car. This is something you can keep in your bag for work, because you know how the world's been getting crazy. Gauze. I think in here it's various assortments of cleaners and gauze. Quick cleaners, antiseptic hand wipes. Those are important. Stay safe. The gloves are further down in the bag. The gloves are here. If you're touching someone you don't know, and even if it's someone you do know, but especially if you don't fucking know them, you wear your gloves. Because you don't know if something's going to happen and you're going to get a scrape on your hand if you're on the concrete. That's made in China. That's disappointing. If you get a scrape on your hand, your concrete, and you get their blood in your open wound, that has the problem for you to get really sick with some really nasty stuff. More hand wipes. This came with too much hand wipes. I need to move them to another location. Triple antibiotic ointment. This is kind of like in the car scenario, your kid scraped their knee. Antibiotics and ointment. And I think this is more hand cleaners. I don't know. I need to turn some of this so it's facing forward. Now, these are more alcohol prep pads. I don't have to explain alcohol prep pads. You guys know. This is an assortment of Band-Aids and just little Q-tips for application. various assortments, different sizes. You have your little ones, your big ones, and I think there's a couple packs of gauze behind it. And I recommend that you keep a pair of scissors close by with this in case you have to take one of these bigger band-aids and cut it to flex form around a finger. And I'll show you guys how to do that, or you can go to another YouTuber for it. It's all over the place. Basic little wraps. I don't remember why I had this in here. I think I was just holding on to it because I didn't have another place to put it. I need to throw that away. That's trash. Bad me. I packed this like 2 years ago, by the way. Like, I should probably check the date on some of this stuff since I've like only had to use it a handful of times. Just your basic little things to help wrap down this gauze. Safety pins. I don't know what safety pins would be used for. They came in this bag. Maybe if you didn't put this stuff in here, you could safety pin it, but that holds the potential to poke myself or someone else, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to wrap it. Gauze, lots of gauze. A little more tape. You can never have too much tape, because even if, let's say, tape is good, because even if it's not in a scenario where you're having to like wrap this gauze, let's say you have to help some improvised shelter, and let's say somehow you lost your paracord, you're carrying it clipped on the outside of your bag, which is not a great idea. This is good in case you have to secure a tarp to a tree. Like I said, this is something, first aid kit is very important to have. Now I'm not going to open this up and show it to you guys. It's sealed for a reason. It needs to be somewhat sterile. This is so you're not putting your mouth directly on someone you don't know, which I don't have to explain why that would be bad. This keeps down on germs because, you know, I want to save someone's life, but I don't want to risk getting a cold sore or getting the cold, just getting sick. This comes with a really basic guide that's fairly self-explanatory. Don't know what you'd use all those phone numbers for, but it's going to help you in case you haven't taken a class. Just some reading material to help you out. Space blanket. I feel like I don't necessarily have to explain the uses of a space blanket, but in a survival situation, it's a blanket. If someone's burned, I believe that you do use a space blanket on them. Do not quote me on that. It's been a couple years since I've taken my first aid course, and I really need to get online and just brush myself up and read on it. But space blanket, nothing's getting through here. This is the stuff that you see like the firefighters wrapping stuff in. Space blankets. Now this is a compressed cold pack. This is an instant ice pack, pretty much. And you know, if someone has sprained an ankle, that's your P's away from home. Little compression strips. You could make a weak, what are those called? Tourniquet out of that. That can be used to help with that. And here's your tweezers. I guess that would be used to help. It's a bad idea to take enlarged objects. Like if someone is stabbed, do not pull that knife out of them. That's a no-no. That's going to make it bleed worse, and you don't know if that's going to cause something to cut more when you're taking it out and cause further injury to your patient. Now, like I said, thank God I've only had to use this a couple of times, and it really wasn't much serious. I mean, really, the injuries... One time it was fairly serious, but, you know, the only thing that I was really worried about, it wasn't his injury so much like bleeding or anything. Nothing that first aid... It wasn't first aid related, it's just that he might have had a concussion and he needed to go to the hospital. It was a friend of my mom's and he got jumped, and for some reason she brought him to the house. My mom doesn't live here, but she brought him over here because she knows I know first aid, and I told him to go to the fucking hospital, and he didn't listen. Thank God he didn't black out and die in his sleep, so it was a good game. Thought about calling the police, but he seemed really against it, so oh well. And he's still conscious, so I'm not going to make decisions for a grown-ass man. And that is my first aid kit. The only bad part is, in a survival situation, yeah, make sure this, if you can, I think that's actually what I had that used for originally. Now I'm pissed I threw it away. I think I had it wrapped around this so it wouldn't shake so much. And this has instructions for it, and I think it's just you shake it really fucking hard and like pop something in it. See other side for instructions. Yeah, squeeze firm, squeeze and shake. And you have an ice pack. And that is my first aid kit, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that helps something. Please tell me know what you carry in yours. But if you really want to get to the essential items of a first aid kit, this, that's not essential. Band-aids, gloves, gauze, something to hold the tape down, gauze down. Like I said, I do not recommend these. That is a potential to poke someone or poke yourself. Gauze, I'm not going to take the gauze out and put it over there. You guys get the idea. Example, you want more gauze than that. And you want some sort of antiseptic, like I said, alcohol pads, and I'm going to say antibiotic is an essential for me, because I use antibiotic a whole lot. I can't remember the word I was trying to use. It's one of the smarter words in life. But that is my first aid kit. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you want to see more videos that have to do with survival, first aid, things like that. I was CPR and first aid certified for a while, but I went ahead and let that expire because I'm a lazy bastard, and I'm not going to get out and redo it because I suck. But I also have a full bug out bag in the closet. If you want to see stuff like that, let me know. And if always, subscribe to the channel and recommend it to friends. Have a nice day, ladies and gentlemen.